Okay. Put a smile on your face. No estés tan serio, man.
We have a stream.
Live from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, it's the Joe Cortez Show.
Oh, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here with my special guest today, none other than Frankie Pizarro. Frankie Pizarro is one of the first responders in 9/11 and is also a well-known singer in New York with the groups, and you do a lot of the oldies. The Goodfellas show had you on a lot of time. You've done a lot of shows. You've also been like a dear friend of ours in New York, Jackie
Nunez.
Nunez, who's a very talented young lady who's involved with the music world, and she's been talking to me about you in the past, and that's how you and I connected here in Las Vegas. Now, Frankie, tell us a little bit about how do you become, first of all, you were involved in the 9/11. That's what the people really want to talk about or listen to you talk about, is what you did 9/11. How did that happen, and what was your first call when you got notified of what was happening in New York?
Well, initially I was home, and I woke up to the first plane hitting the towers, and I jumped right out of bed. I got myself dressed and ran myself to the firehouse. We got to the firehouse, all the rigs had already gone, headed down there, and we jumped on one of the spare rigs that we had, and we took off down there. Everybody that showed up afterwards, all of us were off duty at the time. All the on-duty guys had already sent down, so we got on that rig and we all went down. We had officers, we had firefighters, we had chiefs, we had everybody got on that thing, and we got down there, and it was so surreal. I never thought we'd ever experience that here, and it was a wake-up call. And we got all our gear on and we went down. We started walking down towards the towers, and that's when they started to collapse. And it's not something I'll soon forget.
Yeah, now I understand it was so bad that the people were jumping off the building.
Yeah.
And they would just had no choice but to, they wanted to get burnt up, so they just jumped out the window.
And they disintegrated. Like if you dropped a watermelon from a 10-story building, as soon as they hit, they would disappear.
Yeah, and you would see all of that.
It was there right in front of us to see.
I mean, it had to be very difficult for you to live with that for the rest of your life. Seeing that, it got to be something.
It's affected a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, it's fortunately I have ways to get out. I have the music and I have things like that, but it has affected a lot of things. It affects, relationships and, with personal stuff and dealing with friends and family. It's not something you can just shut off. So you spend a lot of time talking to people and dealing with it, trying to, keep it under control and keep positive all the time.
Yeah, that's something that's very very sad even to listen to you telling me this. This is really very emotional. I think that I want to thank you so much for what you have done and
Appreciate it.
And deserve. And there's a lot of folks out there like yourself that suffer the same feelings you have, and it's not easy. But I'm glad that you're in the music business. Tell us a little bit about your music. How do you get involved with music?
Well, I was a child of singer parents. My father sang opera. My mother sang with the Billy Graham Crusade Choir.
I bet you probably started singing while you were still in the tummy.
Yeah, probably. At 6 years old, I started listening to the Platters.
Okay.
On an 8-track tape. It was a little baby blue 8-track tape, and I played that thing until I was 10 years old, and I cried when it broke.
Really?
But that's what got me into that music.
Okay.
And fast forward, I sent my information out to Herb Reed, who was one of the original members, and he called me on and asked me to sing lead for him. And I did that for about 10 years.
Well, do you think that maybe we can go to a little clip of some of your singing? I know you sang at the national anthem at the
Met game,
Met game?
At the World Series. I sang at the Yankees playoffs and World Series, the Rangers, the Islanders, the Nets. It's been some road.
Well, let's go to a little clip here so we can see a little bit about Frankie Pizarro with his singing.
Rose hotter, gentlemen, will you please rise and remove your caps? For the presentation of colors, please direct your attention now to the area behind second base. And let's have a warm round of applause for the joint NYPD and FDNY color guard. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention now to the microphone behind home plate and welcome New York City firefighter Frank Pizarro. He will now sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, there you saw a little bit of Frank Pizarro with his national anthem. And of course, Frank, we know you do a lot of entertainment at regular nightclubs. Can we go to a little clip of one of your songs during your career?
He took 100 pounds of clay, and then he said, hey, listen, I'm gonna fix this world today, because I know what's missing. Then he rolled his big sleeves up, and a brand new world began. He created a woman and
Well, that was Frankie. You seem to have it all, man. You got the talent. I mean, I'd like to see you do something out here in Las Vegas. We're in the entertainment capital of the world. Now, you moved out here last year, is that correct?
I moved out here last year, April.
Okay, we're looking to see where we can get you set up. Hopefully, some of our viewers out there can help us get Frankie on one of those shows here, because Frankie does need that electricity in his body to go along with everything he's done in the past, and he's very well deserving of what he's
appreciate that.
done in the past, and we got to thank you for that. No better way to thank Frankie than set him up in the show here in Las Vegas,
Sounds good to me.
which is what I like to see happen.
I'd appreciate that.
And I'm
very
sure.
much.
We will. We got Las Vegas has big hearts, and we're Vegas strong, and we're with you 100%.
I appreciate
Say that
that.
we're going to make that happen. I'm sure. Anyway, tell us a little bit about how do you do it with your singing career. How did you say you got started with your mom and your dad when you were 6 years old? What took place after that?
Well, I sang in church for a long time with the choirs, and we had a little ensemble that did a lot of things. I sang background for James Ingram and Patti LaBelle, and the final concert for Barbra Streisand in Madison Square Garden. And I went around and sang at little events and TV shows and things. And fast forward again, I progressed and got to get in touch with my idols, the Platters, and then we toured with them, and we toured with the Temptations and the Four Tops and Benny King and the Drifters and the Coasters, and it was, what an experience.
Yeah, and I know that you've been doing some shows on TV. I saw you not too long ago on PBS. You were doing one of the shows. I mean, I like to watch them because I love my acapella stuff, my doo-wops, the oldies but goodies stuff.
They
and
don't make it like that anymore.
I know, and but you're here. You can still do some of that. We got some friends out here.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got Steve and a couple other guys are looking to make a move out to Vegas. because I think that Las Vegas, being the entertainment capital of the world, because so many baby boomers out there would love to hear the songs from the past.
Yeah.
You know, the back from the Del Vikings, the Platters,
Oh, my
the
goodness.
Drifters, Little Anthony, the Imperials,
Wow.
Smokey Robinson, and
Oh, my God.
And I'm sure you met all
We
of
could
those.
talk for hours about that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the experience of being guys. Let's say Little Anthony.
Well, he was just here just recently over at the Orleans.
Okay.
What an experience. I mean, being with those guys that you grew up listening to and actually sitting there and sharing a stage with them and listening to the stories and the history. It's a whole nother world. You know, as an audience member, it's one thing, but to sit there and actually be in awe and try very hard not to show that because you're supposed to be colleagues.
Yeah.
But to just watch them and to see and to hear the history and to, you know, you finish talking to one guy and in comes, you know, you got a Benny King come into you and, you know, we just recently lost him. And it's historical, and to be part of that is a blessing.
Well, you know, you're still a young man that has a lot of talent, a lot of good looks. I think you're at the right place here in Las Vegas, Nevada. They call it the entertainment capital of the world. And this is a place for you to really start a new beginning.
A new beginning.
I always say we have a career, certain things happen in our life. We either retire early, you retire as a fireman, but there's a new beginning. And of course, you're in the music business, but I know that you would like to be a new beginning here in Las Vegas. With your talent, with your voice, I can't see you missing. This is the place.
From your mouth to God's ears, my
Oh,
friend.
yeah. Well, to it and to the ears of those that are listening, the guys that can make it happen.
I have to say, since I've been in Las Vegas, everybody's been so heartfelt and welcoming, and I see it every day, and I'm very happy, and I feel like I'm in a good spot.
Okay, great, great. And if anybody wants to get a hold of you, how can they reach you?
Well, they can go to my website. It's frankiepizarro.com. Or they can see me on Facebook, Frankie Pizarro on Facebook. And all of my shows and my dates and my performances and my interviews with other artists, they're all on there.
Any phone number they can reach you on if they had to?
Sure, they can reach me at 646-578-7273.
Repeat that again?
That's 646-578-7273.
Good, good. You heard it there. Now, Frankie, tell us a little bit more about what inspired you to become, you say your parents inspire you. What have you done with other young folks? I know there's a lot of young, aspiring individuals out there that want to get started in the music business. What good advice can you give our young folks out there?
Well, I always say that there's a difference between people that sing for the check, because it's a gig, and some people that sing from the heart. And there's a difference. People see that. So what I say to them is to have fun with what you're doing, believe in what you're doing, and project that to people. And this has to be about making people happy and being happy when you're doing it.
Now, with social media today, there's a lot of young folks that want to get out there and do their own material, put it on YouTube and whatnot. Do you see that as a plus for the entertainers, young up-and-coming individuals?
Well, I think they have an opportunity that we didn't really have before.
Mm-hmm.
They got an opportunity to reach a lot more people than we do. But I think it has its good and its bad. You know, a lot of that stuff, why would people come to see you if they can already see you from the safety of their home? But it's good. It's the best advertisement you can get.
Yeah, I truly believe that young folks or anybody out there in the entertainment field, sports, whatever, I think it's a good start to at least show there's agents out there watching, and there's a lot of talent
That's right.
shows like America's Got Talent and a lot of other amateur shows out there. Sometimes I see some of these people, you see them in New York, I'm a New Yorker like you are, and sometimes you go into subways. You're in the subways, and you see these people singing in the subways, and someone has, oh my God, what a voice.
Some of the best talent is there. Actually, one of those guys that was in the subway just recently was doing the X Factor, and he was a finalist.
Yeah, look at that.
So
Yeah, and you hear him in the subways in New York, it's unbelievable. Or you go on the train and you see people just singing away, and they do it for a passion. Yeah, they get a little tips, but they really, in their heart, they're really hoping for somebody to maybe an agent or somebody out there can say, hey, here's my card, give me a call, and it's a beginning.
it's a beginning. You got to be in it to win it.
That's it. And you got to be at the right place at the right time.
You know, and then you have good people like Jackie Nunez with the Goodfellas, and you
Right.
got Stevie Dunham here with Street Corner Entertainment Records, who's really trying to bring a new generation to this music. he prints 45s and all kinds of. It's incredible.
Yeah, and I heard that some of that old generation stuff is coming back. A
It's
little bit.
coming back, and it's because people like that believe in the music.
Yes, yes. I really believe that that the music back from the golden era, I mean, they were just the oldies, but goodie back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Man, I tell you, kind of like, I mean, you think you put yourself back in that time frame, and you're like back in memory lane again. You're like on cloud 9. Sometimes I'm on cloud 15 already because I really love it so much, you know. But did you ever sing in the hallways of the projects and to get
Absolutely.
in front of the stoops under the street lamp to get the a cappella stuff going?
Absolutely, and I still do when I can.
Yeah.
There's guys that I grew up with who sang, and there's people now that you see walking down the streets in New York that do that kind of thing.
Took a walk and past your house
Late
late last night.
That's right.
All the shades were pulled and drawn way down tight.
That's the next show in Vegas right
And,
here.
and if you don't get the gig, call me.
Go ahead.
No, but yeah, I'm sure that you have what it takes to get there. I mean, you've been to a certain level, but now that you're the entertainment capital of the world, and this is your home, we got to take care of you here at home. You know.
That sounds fantastic to
and
me.
that's what we got to do. And what other stories can you tell us about some of the famous, like Smokey Robinson, and
Let me see.
you know, you got you ever get to meet Frank Sinatra?
I never got to meet Frank Sinatra, unfortunately.
Okay, he was one of my favorites.
Oh.
How about Tony Bennett?
Tony Bennett, I did meet.
Tell me a little story about Tony Bennett.
Tony Bennett, funny enough, was slated to sing at the World Series game with the Mets, Game 5.
Okay.
And we were both slated. He was supposed to sing America the Beautiful to open, and I was supposed to sing in the 7th inning to sing God Bless America.
Right.
So I'm sitting there in the dressing room waiting. I meet him. I talk with him. Nice guy. Amazing talent. Still.
Mm-hmm.
And so they come running into my dressing room, and they're like, Frank. I'm like, yeah. I got scared. I figured it's a World Series game. Maybe they got some celebrity to come in and fill my spot. And they said, Frank, do you know the national anthem? And I look at the people in the dressing room. They know. And I look and I go, yeah, I think I can manage the national anthem. They said, well, we need the national anthem. I'm like, Tony Bennett singing America the Beautiful. They said, this is Major League Baseball. We don't do a game without singing the national anthem.
Hey.
So on the spot, they called me to go out there, and I did the national anthem, and I got to sing God Bless America in Game 5 of the World Series for
Wow.
the Mets.
What year was this?
15, I believe.
2015.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing. That'd be a great experience, huh?
Oh, the live thing with thousands of people.
Over probably 55,000.
Oh my God! And then it's national coverage.
Millions.
You can't pay for that. That's an experience. You know.
And you fans out there, some of you viewers, you saw a little clip of him singing the national anthem. I like to see him sing the national anthem here at the games, at the Golden Knights.
There you go.
You know, the Raiders are coming into town next year. The
Keep
year
talking,
after.
Joe. Keep talking.
Yeah, I want to be. You know what? I may end up being your agent in the long run.
That sounds good
But the
too.
thing is that we got to take care of Frank Pizarro. Make sure, being one of the first responders. I mean, we got to reward him with something. I mean, the man's got the talent. He got the voice. He got the spirit. He got the looks. And
Wow.
he got the hair. I mean, the head.
You're hired.
He's a man that we got to make sure things happen with him in Las Vegas. Now, as far as you mentioned some entertainers, singers, females. You mentioned Patti LaBelle, was it?
Patti LaBelle.
Tell me a little story about her. A lot of people want to know Patti LaBelle. She's still alive. She still sings a little bit. Tell us a little story about your experience meeting her.
Patty is an awesome person.
Okay.
She's so kind to us, full of energy and spirit, and just the nicest person to talk to. People like her, Shirley Austin Reeves, Mary Wilson.
Mary
All
Wilson.
of these people. Mary's local, and it's just nice. Just nice to see legends that are so humble and,
Right.
and will sit and give you knowledge.
Exactly. And I think Roberta Flack lives here too in Las Vegas, I believe.
I met Roberta actually in New York.
In New York.
In New York.
Yeah. Maybe you got to look her up here in Las Vegas because I know she had a show at I think it was at the Tropicana a couple of years back. I don't know if she's still performing here in Vegas. but she's a good contact to have as well.
And Valerie Simpson.
Valerie Simpson, yeah. Yeah, now, in the near future, you do anything with travels in mind for you?
Yeah, I have some shows back on the East Coast, and I'm planning. I have some goals to work in Dubai, overseas, in
Dubai,
the Middle East. Yeah,
that'd be nice. They're gonna put the little thing on you, maybe a little
thing,
yeah,
turban.
head.
I already got that look.
Yeah, you got the look.
You know, and then
You're Puerto Rican, though.
there you go,
Okay. Yeah.
Puerto Rico, Akbar. and then South America, Asia, we already did those circuits, and I'm looking to go back as a solo artist.
Yeah, that'd be good to do a nice tour of those international countries. I mean, sometimes it's unfortunate, but sometimes you get these individuals that want to help out, and you get more people from out of the country that are helping you out than people right in your own.
Well, you know what?
You deserve to be taken care of now here.
Well, what it is we have a lot of options here.
Yeah.
And the appreciation, there's so many different things to point at. There's more of an appreciation for music sometimes in other countries because they don't get that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So to them, it's a lot fresher and it's a lot more pure.
Yeah. You see Jennifer Lopez with her singing and whatnot. She's very talented, but then you see her on her TV shows and movies that she does. Have you ever thought about hopefully one day doing movies as well?
Like I said, you're hired.
You got the talent. You got what it takes to do it.
I'll do what I have to do.
Yeah.
I have a love for entertainment.
Yeah.
And for entertaining people.
Yeah, I know that when you're a singer, you're multi-talent, you're multitask, you can do a lot. And I'm sure that somebody out there going to say, I like the look, he got the face, he got the voice, he's got what it takes to make it to the top. And then maybe, somebody will say, not only get you here in the entertainment for singing, but maybe on the big screen. I'd like to see that happen one day.
Oh, my goodness.
He's
hired.
So what else can you tell us about your coming up as a young man in New York? You were born and raised in the Bronx?
No, in the barrio.
In the barrio, that's right,
Yeah.
Barrio, 101st Street.
In East Harlem, yeah.
Between Lexington and Park.
In East Lexington and Park.
And our friend Joe Bataan lived at 103rd Street. Joe Bataan was 103rd.
Mark Anthony's from over there.
Mark Anthony. Joe Cortez.
Joe Cortez.
From there, 99th Street Park in Madison.
Maybe I'll meet that guy one day.
Well, I gotta look something like you. Maybe you can meet him.
Yeah, you see.
Oh man, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, it wasn't easy coming up.
Yeah.
It was a different time then. The Young Lords and all those people.
The Dragons.
The Dragons.
The
and
Red Wings.
They're all over
The
there.
Enchanters. The Viceroys.
You can't even recognize it anymore.
Oh, I know.
Yuppies and hipsters and all that stuff over there. It's a different world.
It's a different world now.
It's a different change. It's a nice change.
Yes.
It's a nice change, but we also have to make sure that we hold on to some of what that area was about.
Exactly.
And
always, I always believed in helping out and giving back to the community and getting these young folks on the right track.
You got to do it.
Because one thing you guys know about me, I'm always trying to help out the young folks and young guys like Frankie as well. I'm always kind of guy I want to go out there and try to get these young kids on the right track because sometimes you viewers out there know that we need more sports figures, entertainers to get out there and give back to the community and remember where you came from. I know I remember where I came from, and you do too as well, Frankie. And we got to just keep on talking to these young folks to make sure that they stay on the right track. Sometimes they go the wrong way. You got to get them back on track. And sometimes by your experience and your talent and you being an retired fireman, you look too young to be retired as a fireman.
I did 4 years in Iraq before that.
4 years in Iraq. Look at that.
The first time we went, yeah.
Yeah, you see that? So we're talking.
I look younger because I have no hair.
Yeah,
see?
well, that's why I think I removed whatever little I had left because I want to be young too, like you.
That's it. It's all in here, though.
It's all in there, man. I'll tell you, as young as I am, as young as Frankie is, we're always willing to keep on going. I can't stop. I get up in the morning, I'm ready to work. I'm in bed. You know what I do in the daytime? I'm very creative. I do all my research and everything. Then at nighttime, when I go to sleep, I do my editing. That's when I do my editing. I edit everything I thought about during the day. So I'm in bed sleeping, but editing everything so I can put it together. And that's the way I think all individuals are in the entertainment field got to be that way. We're always creative, always thinking about something. And what do we do at night? We go to bed, try to relax, but we're doing the editing, get it ready for the next day.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
And we always got to stay a positive role model. You know, when we were growing up, especially in that area,
Yeah.
you know, most of the people were either, you know, they died from drugs or they went to jail or something, you know. And so those of us who made it through really need to be a positive role model to the ones that are coming up and show them that no matter where you came from, there's always a place to go.
No, there's no question about it. I believe that there's always room for improvement. I don't care how good you are, and I tell our viewers out there, you can be the best at what you're doing, but you know what? There's always room for improvement. You got to raise it, raise it up. You can raise the bar. You can always do much better. I'm never satisfied with what I'm doing today. I want to do better tomorrow.
Always.
We're doing our show here today, and it's great because you know what? We can inspire other individuals to get in front of a camera, do things, you know, challenge us. See what we're doing. See if you can do better. I want to see you do that because that is the way you can make things happen in your life. Don't be satisfied with what you got right now. Always do better. So you know what? You build a good solid foundation. What happens? That you can help other ones around you.
That's right. Give a hand up.
Yeah, that's right. But if you don't have a foundation solid, you're almost like worthless out there. You have to be very strong for yourself so you can make other ones stronger out there.
And always remember that people are watching.
Exactly.
Even if you don't know them, they're watching.
They're watching it, they're listening, and you have to be aware of that because you know that, I would believe there's a peak, and when you get to the top up there, it's kind of lonely on the top because you're by
sure
yourself.
is.
And everybody down here wants to knock you down to get you back down so they can get on top. So you always got to keep doing better.
It's a crabs in a barrel thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Keep going every day. Keep going stronger and stronger to stay strong so you can help other individuals on the bottom, But sometimes there are those, when you're in that hole, you're in that hole and you don't want to fall into that hole because if you fall into a hole, they're going to be trying to, to keep you there. You're going to have somebody trying to pull you out of that hole, and sometimes you can make it, but you have to be a strong believer. Pray to God that, you can go in the right direction and tell God, ask God to make you stronger and be to those out there as you want to be treated. You will treat people nice because you want to be treated nice as well. So if you treat people bad, you're getting coming back to you the way you've been out there. You got to be a good person. You're going to get good things in return.
Right.
But this is not a show to talk about feelings. I do have a lot of feelings. I do care about people, but sometimes I kind of overexpress myself because my heart is it. I'm passionate about helping people out.
It inspires.
Yeah, and that's what I want. I want to see more people to be out there like you and I, always trying to help out. You did so much. You gave us 4 years in Iraq.
Yeah.
And how many years as a fireman?
21 and a half.
21 and a half. He made it almost to 22, but he wanted to come out to Vegas. So
Yeah.
he could have completed 22 years in New York as a fireman. But, you're a good man, Frank, and I see good things happening for you here in Las Vegas. I know that some of the viewers out there will say, these are the kind of guys that I like to have on my program, singing for us, and maybe even so on the corporate level, get out there and inspire those individuals out there, these special events that they have. I think you're the right man to have for any kind of an event, whether it's a party at a big convention facility here in Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world. We have 45 million tourists coming to Las Vegas every year, 45 million. And all these conventions that come here, Frank Pizarro is a man that you're going to have at your event to open up as an inspirational speaker, as singing the national anthem, and just talking to people in general. People would love to have you.
Didn't I tell you were hired already? You got it, man.
I'm just saying, I just tell the folks out there, I want you guys to wake up and see the talent that these guys got. I mean, come on.
I really appreciate it, Joe.
He's a man that you want to have to talk to. You have you in front of an audience in a convention. Have this guy, the convention authority. Frank Pizarro is a man. Have him at your events. Have him come out and talk to the conventions and have him be something more than what you are already, because I think you're a lovable young man with a lot of talent, a lot of charisma, and I think that in the due time, you're going to be one of our superstars here in Las Vegas.
I appreciate that so much.
I really truly
It's a
believe
blessing
that.
to be here with you, and I appreciate you having me out.
Well, I think that you're a very special man, and you deserve a lot. And I want our listeners and viewers out there to know that Frank Pizarro is a man of a lot of talent, good-looking guy. He's ready to go running, get things happening, And if we make that happen, we really appreciate you, whatever you can do for Frank Pizarro. Frankie, well, thank you so much for being on our
Thank
show.
you for having me, Joe.
Okay, and we'll talk to you guys next week. Remember, Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, and our dear Frank Pizarro, my undisputed champion. Take care. Talk to you guys next week.
Bye, Las Vegas.
Live from Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, it's The Joe Cortez Show.